There's something about old Sonic media that just hits different. Sonic used to be one of the coolest video game characters to me as a kid. I remember putting in hours on the internet playing Sonic Flash games and loving each second of it, trying to make some progress, exploring the lore, and most importantly today, watching shorts. No, not those! Oh god! And honestly, this short and the whole campaign around it might be one of the best things Sega has ever made. Sonic had an edge to him which the other video game characters just lacked. Whereas Mario was more family oriented and fun, Sonic was the guy you'd want to be friends with. Attitude, distinct design, and a certain vibe to him. Sonic just works for kids and especially boys because he's such a cool character. A mischievous character that is still good at heart. That is what Sonic is all about, and I think that is why he has such a loyal fan base.
You freaking pricks!
People grew up with this character, and they want to see more of that awesome energy he had back in the franchise. And especially that vibe which I stated in the beginning of the early to late 2000s. Flash games, fan videos, fan art. Sonic was hot, and to some maybe a little too much. But we're not getting into that, unless it's Rouge the Bad. And Sega knew the influence Sonic had on the internet. So back in 2008, Sega was actively promoting their upcoming game and Sonic classic, Sonic Unleashed. A game I actually love and the fan base currently sees as one of, if not the best, of what the franchise has to offer. But when I look back at Sonic Unleashed, I remember this one short that Sega dropped which caused me to abuse the replay button on YouTube. Even non-current day fans remember watching this as a kid on YouTube. You know, back when everything was in 360p and somehow still magical. You should definitely watch it if you haven't already, and especially if you're a big Sonic fan before I continue and talk about it. And that is your warning. But the short follows Sonic and Chip from the game who accompany Sonic entering a haunted house where two ghosts actually abuse and terrorize Chip to impress the ghost host. I actually found this so hilarious as a kid, and it still kind of is hilarious today. Sonic is unfazed by their attempts to scare them, and the girl they're trying to impress doesn't enjoy that. She wants him scared as well. So they team up, but fail in the process because Sonic unleashed... Get it? His inner teen wolf. So they... which the ghost girl kind of digs and exposes her as a furry. But that's not important. The best part? There's not a single line of dialogue. And yet everything you need to know is told through animation and understood. The body language, the lighting, the facial expressions, you instantly get who Sonic is and what the ghosts want, and how ridiculous this whole setup is, all without saying a word. It's kind of wild that this little side project had more charm and clarity than a lot of the current day Sonic cutscenes and even animations besides Sonic, but it is with good reason. This show was made by the same people who made the beautiful Sonic Unleashed cutscenes and material, being Marza Animation team. I feel like every Sonic fan still goes back to those cutscenes, and especially the intro cutscene, and rewatches it every now and then because it's that good. So especially if you're a fan of the games and you haven't seen this, go check it out. The vibe of it, the spooky but kind of heartwarming vibe of it, perfect Halloween Christmas combo. It's in between, right in between. Night Before Christmas, the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not even reviewing that right now. Maybe I will, who knows. But it just works, especially for the month of November. I know Halloween is over, but I feel like everyone is slowly transitioning from Halloween to the next amazing festivity, so it still counts. So if you are still in that spooky mood, I would kill you, Ash. Then boot up your crappy PC, Linux. You use Linux? And go watch it. Maybe even play Unleashed while you're at it too. Looking back, this whole Sonic era was just amazing because we were still exploring what the new age would look like with the internet and what it could do. Such unique experiences to everyone who was alive during that era. And I think that's why it stuck with me. It used to be so simple and so fun and full of personality, something Sonic used to have in abundance with anything you found him in at the time. Night of the Werehog doesn't try to sell you anything. It just exists. A weird little short that somehow captured the soul of Sonic better than a lot of the games did. But the nostalgia this short contains is just something I know fans and 2000s kids alike are fond of and wish to feel and see again. So go and search that short and enjoy your night. And no, don't go looking for those Sonic shorts! Unless it's Rouge the Bad.